Stormy Daniels is who this investigation centers around. Stormy is a porn star, former porn star. Are you ever like not a porn star? Or is it kind of like the mob? It's kind of like once you're in, you're never really out kind of thing, except it's much more degrading and much less respectful than being an organized criminal. I have no idea. So Stormy Daniels is the porn star that President Trump allegedly paid hush money to shut up about an affair. So here's the thing with Stormy Daniels. We did some digging into Stormy Daniels and what she's up to right now. Remember I told you last week I'd follow up on it? So we did a deep dive into Stormy Daniels and what she's up to. So Stormy, the washed up B-list porn, I should say C-list. I don't really think there's A-list porn stars. I think porn stars in general you can't use the word A-list when you're talking about porn stars. So Stormy Daniels, the C-list porn star, is starring in an upcoming non-pornographic film called Axe to Grind. Now, it just seems like a cheap, crappy thriller movie. It really doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's really out of the ordinary for someone like this to be in a movie like that, but I decided I'd look a little bit deeper. So Axe to Grind is being produced by a company called Steel Horse Productions.
Brought to you by Pfizer.
Well, hold on. So Steel Horse Productions. Now, I'm sure this movie is going to be utter garbage, but that's not the point. We looked into Steel Horse Productions and found, well, not much. There's no social media footprint. There's no website, nothing. You would think for a media production company that you would either want a website or a social media footprint. I know I'm too much of an idiot to get my website working, but I have social media. Like that's the point. We did find steelhousefilms.weebly.com. A .weebly address is a free domain that you get when you don't want to pay for a domain name or when Google's a pain in your ass and won't pair with GoDaddy. But this doesn't appear to be the same company. This is owned by Jonathan Calkins, a film student at Cornerstone University in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They do music videos, weddings, stuff like that, and they do photography. They dabble in photography. However, there is a production company registered to Laura Iacofano on the state of California Secretary of State. It is active as Steel Horse Productions. Laura is according to her LinkedIn and her IMDb account, a retired costume designer who worked on a few minor TV shows in the 90s and early 2000s, not One Tree Hill. Most of this work was volunteer work, by her own admission, on LinkedIn. There's also a LinkedIn for Tony Mahoney of Billerica, Massachusetts, which lists him as the president of Steel Horse Productions. Tony Mahoney sounds like a porn name on its own.
Is that an actual person or a made-up name?
I could not find any other trace of Mr. Mahoney in Massachusetts anywhere else online, and there were no other jobs listed for him. So my question here, to tie it all back up, when I look at the IMDb page for this Steel Horse Productions, they had in 2021, they debuted their first series called Supernatural Sea Stories. It was a thriller. After that, they had another reality show called, like a documentary type thing called Sex Workers and Their Stories. In 2023, they dropped 3 films, one of which will be Axe to Grind, releasing later this year. And they have another one coming out in 2024. So my question to you, the audience, let me know in the comments what your theory is. Where does a costume designer, who much of their work was volunteer work, suddenly get the money to fund the production of 6 new products in a 3-year span, one of which just happens to be surrounding one of the more controversial figures in American politics, who is at the center of a very nasty legal dispute with the President of the United States? Where did they get the money to do this? From a seemingly non-existent film company. Is it money laundering?
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.